you wanna tell me about?
No, not talk to me.
Well, I can't think of it right now.
Okay, and you grew up in the Terrell community, and then y'all moved to McKenzie, and you were married in 1942.
Yeah.
And what did you do? You weren't always a housewife, were you? What did you do before you married?
Worked at a dime store.
Okay, and you married at age
27.
27. So you worked at the dime store and lived at home up until that time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Across the street from you here on St. Charles Street.
Talk to me.
And
Now talk to me.
when I lived in Terrell, the school I went to was about 3 miles away at Gardner.
Uh-huh.
And we went
When you lived in Terrell, you got to school.
in a covered wagon.
Uh-huh.
And we had to go with a back road, and we had what was called the Elder Hill.
Mm-hmm.
A steep hill with red mud.
Ooh.
And sometimes when it was real bad, we'd have to get out of that wagon and walk up the hill so the horses could pull the wagon.
My goodness.
And then one time at Gardner, where we went to school, it used to flood.
Uh-huh.
And I remember one time, me and my brother went up on a train to school, and he carried me on my back to school from the railroad.
My goodness.
And one time when we got to school, the schoolhouse was fire.
Oh, my goodness.
But I think they got it put out that time.
Well, how did you and Granddaddy meet?
We went to school together. We wrote notes in the 5th grade.
Oh, my goodness. In the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yep. This is our
So you were childhood sweethearts.
Yeah.
This is our lucky day.
Then in later years, he lost his mother and daddy, and he lived up north
Uh-huh.
in Detroit. And when he'd come back on a visit, he'd come to see me, and then we got to writing pretty regular, and just got a little closer together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he went in the army, we married.
I see. Do you know where y'all went on your first date?
I don't remember. Just around here somewhere.
Okay. Well, let's go back to Granddaddy. What else can you tell me, Granddaddy?
Well, my mother had 2 sisters. Miss Mattie House, and Laura
Mama. Look at you,
Henry. And she married a Heifel. I was trying to think of the last name. And they had
That was
3
just
children. They all wound up in California.
Uh-huh.
And Aunt Mattie, she had 5 boys. And they all was in Jackson, around Jackson area at the death. Now they were buried. They were all buried in and around Martin here.
What did your daddy do for a living?
He was a farmer.
He was a
And in
farmer.
the winter time, back about the time I was born and shortly after, he worked here in Martin in a tobacco barn.
Here?
Almost tobacco warehouses.
Here?
What they call fries and tobacco. They would put it in hogshead heads and mail it. Or not mail it, but ship it out.
Uh-huh.
And as I say, he was a farmer. And of course, I grew up on the farm. And after my mother's death, and I lived with one of my brothers, and I lived with a sister until I went north. And I was working in a restaurant up there. I was fixing to go to work for U.S. Royal, and Uncle Sam decided he needed me first. Then I went through the Army 4 years, 4 months, and 21 days. I came back. I went to work for the Wickler County Municipal Electric here in Martin. I worked there some 18 months. Then I went to Union City, and I retired from, worked there 29 and a half years with the Union City Electric System. And I retired there in 1975.
During that time, he was in the Guard.
Yeah, during that time I was in the National Guard. Since our retirement, Annabeth and I, we've done extensive traveling. We had us a travel trailer and a van, so we traveled. Went around the children, and we've been out west 2 or 3 times. Been in Denver, Colorado, Grand Canyon, and all points in that way. And we've had a
Colorado.
rather full life, but we're not going that
Colorado.
fast now.
And we've seen the
Yo,
Statue of
Tommy.
Liberty.
And oh yeah, we went through
Yo,
the,
Tommy, I'm
We
not
went
gonna
to
be
New
out
York City.
there.
and saw the Statue of Liberty and all that. And would you believe this country boy drove right through the heart of Brooklyn?
And Little West was with us.
Yeah, little
Mama.
That was our grandson, then the K-son. And as I say, I guess that's about it. We've had a rather full life. We've been here on 109 St. Charles
Now to me.
ever since.
Now to me.
Okay. Let me get a close-up. And these are your parents.
Yes.
Okay, and their names again?
William Robert Hicks and Elizabeth Alice Hemby Hicks. This picture was made in the middle or late 20s. 19 and 20, that is.
Okay, and you have another picture of them?
Yeah. This picture, to the best of my knowledge, was made about 1929. That's my mother and father.
That's the tree, and that's the leaf.
That's all.